Etch-a-Sketch. From Legos to Light Bright, the 60s were the golden age of toys. But when it came to playtime, the 70s didn't monkey around.
Hey, what are those things anyway? They're nutballs.
Are you ready to feel like a 70s kid again? Today, on the very, very best of the 70s, we're counting down the decade's most amazing toys.
Number 10. The $6 Million Man action figure.
$6 Million Man, ready to operate and command.
The $6 Million Man action figure was just badass.
That toy was a great toy. It was a lot of fun to have that toy.
$6 Million Man, kind of an instant hit.
It was 1975 when Kenner turned Mr. Steve Austin of the TV hit $6 Million Man into a bionic action figure.
Replace his bionic modules.
Fun fact, $6 million then is $32 million today. That's a bargain for rebuilding a man.
I'll take 2.
You would think that the $6 Million Man would be in a nice leisure suit or jumpsuit with platform shoes. No. Lee Majors was in an amazing polyester tracksuit.
You could do all kinds of different cool things with the $6 Million Man.
You can operate on his arm and change out his little modules. And then he has this bionic eye that you can look through, and it's like a wide-angle lens of what Steve Austin's looking at.
They had a Bionic Man repair station, and it had a dome, and you could put the $6 Million Man in it and fix him up. It was so cool.
Colonel Steve Austin, the $6 Million Man, and the new Bionic Transport and Repair Station.
Came with a lot of pieces that they found out were choking hazards, so not a big kids market after that.
I used to glue the pieces on so I would not lose those pieces. Because if you lost them, you were heartbroken. All my friends were missing pieces, and I said, I got all mine, I glued them on.
We would try and fill in the arm with other random stuff, like a piece of dog food we'd put in there and pretend that was the module. The thing was pretty much lost after the first day.
Also in 1977, you could own other show characters, like Steve Austin's boss.
It's in my briefcase. Careful, if it's something wrong, it'll self-destruct.
Oscar Goldman was the superior of Steve Austin, the $6 Million Man, and they even made an action figure out of him. They gave him a little briefcase and everything.
Well, sure, because what kid doesn't want to play with a briefcase?
Oscar Goldman with exploding briefcase.
We all asked for Christmas. Come on, who didn't?
Calling Steve Austin on Mars. Your radio signal's weak.
And with the success of the show and the toy, Kenner pulled out all the stops to market the action figure.
It was a special called the Bionic Christmas Carol. And Steve Austin walks into this store, and behind him is Steve Austin's dolls.
Could you wrap these for me?
Sure.
Talk about cross-promotion.
When I was a kid, I had no idea what bionic meant, but I knew the $6 Million Man was bionic.
Well, all those bionic bells and whistles helped the Steve Austin action figure leap into our number 10 spot.
Number 9. Weebles.
Our number 9 is a funny-sounding toy that made serious green.
Hey, look at me and Weeble. Me and Weeble all around.
You know what? I seem to recall that Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
I love Weeble Wobbles. The slogan is really just it's like a religion.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. I mean, who cares what a Weeble Wobble was? It was the whole idea of just having that saying.
Introduced in 1971 by Hasbro Romper Room, Weebles wobbled, but their popularity didn't.
The Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
There were so many accessories for the Weeble Wobbles. You had cars, campers, cottages. Turns out the Weebles, they were not wobbling from paycheck to paycheck. These were a very rich, rotund people.
Imagine going to the Weeble Circus, good fun all around.
They had a circus, they had a train, they had a haunted mansion.
In a Weeble's haunted house, Weebles wobble all about, and it's a real exciting place to be.
You couldn't fall down anywhere.
They would weeble and wobble, and they never fell down. But if you threw them hard enough at your brother, they'd leave a mark.
There's a wonderful world of wobbly weeble.
The commercial was, I think, one of the first infectious commercials that I can remember.
In 1969, Hasbro bought the production company behind Romper Room and started a toy line.
Every commercial ends with that same line. Romper Room makes Weeble toys. Romper Room used to be a show, now they're making toys for the kids. Cut out the middleman.
You want to talk about some good marketing right there. Weeble wobble, but they don't fall down. I still remember it.
I mean, as an adult looking back, somebody earned a raise coming up with that.
And earned the number 9 spot on this list.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Number 8, Simon.
Round and round go the lights and the sound. Simon picks up speed as he goes.
Oh my God! Simon Says is my favorite of everything I ever had.
Simon Says was a very simple and easily designed game, but it wasn't very easy to play.
Simon Says would definitely frustrate the heck out of you, though. It was a game that you looked forward to playing and also looked forward to putting away.
Simon debuted in 1978 and became one of the top-selling toys that Christmas.
4 notes that repeat over and over and over again. It's kind of habit forming.
You just stare at it harder and you think that it's gonna embed itself into your brain, the pattern.
If you got it wrong, there's nothing like the sound of that brrr, ding bong, ding bong, ding, feeling great, and that brrr, the loser.
This game was like homework, trying to remember things. I always hated it. Oh, God. I can't remember.
Let's play Simon! Simon Says, come chase after me.
Simon Says cost $25, which would be like $100 today. Like, who could afford that stupid game?
I didn't know the price of all these toys. Simon Says is quite pricey.
Just when you think you can match Simon's face, there's another. Simon's brother.
They started coming out with new versions of Simon. So after Simon, there was Super Simon, which instead of a circle was a square. Didn't see that coming.
We were all like into Simon Says. It was a really big toy back then.
Johnny, you're the challenge of a lifetime.
The commercials, they would always make Simon appear to be this machine that needed to be battled. It was this intense war of sounds, colors, and your memory for some reason.
I love that toy. That toy is still relevant now. I mean, it's a classic game.
Thank you, Simon.
Still to come on the very, very best of the 70s.
I played that thing nonstop till my fingers would bleed.
Welcome back to the very, very best of the 70s. So far, we've gone bionic, went all wobbly, and remembered a memory game. But our number 7 amazing toy of the 70s is where the wheel fun begins.
Number 7, Big Wheel.
I, like every other person on the planet, it seemed, had to have her own big wheel.
The Big Wheels were the best. The Big Wheels was one of the best toys of his era.
I cut my teeth as a bad boy on my big wheel, okay?
Of course I owned a big wheel. Not only did I own a big wheel, I rode a big wheel in a Toys R Us commercial.
Good to know we have a big wheel expert on our panel, and the footage to prove it.
It was just badass because the big wheel for the first time had these big rear fat tires that when you pedaled fast enough, you could pull this handbrake and do 360s like donuts.
Spinning, spinning.
I would love to go down a hill, hit that hook slide, and then I hit the hook slide one time too many, and I flipped over about 8 times.
The commercial was like these kids rolling around, doing these crazy stunt moves.
You could do that skid, that slide sideways. I used to do it and then hit the car. It was parked in the driveway, which never went over well.
Besides the damage to their own cars, parents approved. Big wheels were cheaper than bikes and billed as safer.
None of them were wearing helmets. This was not safe, Mom and Dad. Come to think of it, I wasn't wearing a helmet either.
All of that sounds unsafe. Spin outs? No.
But the best part, look in the commercial, look over to the side. You see the girls standing there. There's no girls actually riding the big wheel. It's just boys.
Makes you spin.
There's definitely like the boys coming down doing the scary kind of rides and the girl on the side like, yay, go boys, go. Kind of wrong.
I'm pretty sure girls got on the big wheel too.
We were big wheel all the way. There was no cheerleading that was going to happen like in the commercial. We actually had to have the wheels.
Handy saddlebag and a quick stop racing brake.
There were a couple different types of big wheels. I had one called the Green Machine.
I got the traditional big wheel. Red, yellow, blue, those primary colors.
Coming in a variety of colors, the big wheel was a must-have toy of the 70s.
Big wheel obviously was a big deal.
The big wheel was more than a big deal. It was the thing.
Big wheel with handbrake and fat wheels in back.
Number 6, Magnadoodle.
You can draw lines back or draw them thin, then you can start all over again.
I can't even say Magnadoodle. What did you say, Magnadoodle?
The Magnadoodle, I loved playing with it. got it for my kid.
It's a toy that's meant to just be doodled on. You know, this is a short-term creation.
Magnadoodle was a post-cursor for Etch-a-Sketch.
That's right. First sold in 1960, there were definitely comparisons drawn between the two toys. See what I did there?
Turn the knobs and the lines go up and down and all around.
For some reason or another, my brain doesn't cooperate with the Etch-a-Sketch, and it doesn't come with directions.
I like that the Magnadoodle had a slide erase on it. It wasn't like the Etch-a-Sketch where just sort of one bump can just destroy hours of work. This is a very organized erase.
Invented in 1974, the Magnadoodle proved it was here to stay, and over 40 million units have been sold to date.
Magnadoodle reached its pop culture peak when it was featured on Friends.
Hi. The Magnadoodle found its way into the Friends set with Joey and Chandler, you know, keeping notes on it, but I didn't spend a lot of time in their room, so I didn't see it.
The only thing fun about Magnadoodle was like erasing your little brother's drawing.
However you got your kick, Sebastian, Magnadoodle remains a popular toy from the 70s.
Number 5. Stretch Armstrong.
In the 70s, a toy that was able to go from 15 inches to 5 feet proved to be endless fun.
The Stretch Armstrong was rad, man. We had so much fun with that thing.
Stretch was amazing. I mean, that was a workout for kids, grabbing his arms and seeing how far you could pull it apart.
And you could tie him in knots and he would come back to his original form, like all buffed and just like cool looking.
Yes, he could stretch 5 feet, but beyond that, things got messy.
So Stretch Armstrong can go from 15 inches to 5 feet. He's a grower, not a shower.
People always say you can't break Stretch Armstrong. Turns out you can.
I remember one time I cut him. I got pissed and just cut him in half. You know what? And he came back together.
So Stretch Armstrong has this all-American look, and just like an American, he's made of latex and corn syrup.
Should we be leaking the secret?
No wonder it tasted so good.
It's only natural that you're going to want to take an X-Acto knife and cut him down the middle and taste the inside of him. I mean, I did. I turned out fine.
Right. This explains a lot about him.
The Stretch Armstrong toy was something that I think parents and kids loved because it got out so much aggression with the kids.
After Stretch, they were thinking we could make more money off of this, so they came up with new characters you could stretch.
It's Kenner's new Stretch X-Ray.
Stretching!
Stretch X-Ray, you could stretch him and see like the inside of his organs and stuff, which was kind of cool.
And the toy's popularity reached into the next decades, too.
Stretch Armstrong, now stretching fun farther than ever before.
As versions came out from Japan, Germany, Italy, France, Australia, and other countries.
Who is Stretch Armstrong? He looks like he's from Southern California, surfs, he's on the beach, he gets stretched insane amounts all over the place.
I don't care what his backstory is. Stretch Armstrong is a kick-ass toy from the 70s.
Stretch Armstrong!
Number 4. Electronic football.
Are you ready for some football? That is some NFL electronic handheld football.
I absolutely had the handheld electronic football game.
Actually, the handheld football game was the next generation of the original, which was the electronic buzzing field, where you just lined up your players on the line of scrimmage.
The Jets and Browns, the Rams and Cowboys, NFL, electric, football.
You pressed the button and it made the whole field vibrate.
It's true, and while Tudor's board version was certainly a hit, it was the NFL's handheld classic, released later in the 70s, that scored a real touchdown.
Every toy company was trying to get into the electronic football game. You had Coleco, you had Mattel, you had Tiger, you had Tudor. Everyone was competing to see who had the brightest red dash.
Very low graphic budget on this game. But it was a lot of fun.
This game was like groundbreaking for us. We played this thing for hours.
Ladies and gentlemen, we challenged hotshot Dick Tchaikovsky to play the Mattel Electronics football game.
So Mattel would have these commercials. Their catchphrase was, "Who's in there?" Which is kind of scary if you think about it.
Hey, who's in there?
I hope no one. I'm a kid. Who's in there? Now I don't want it.
Then along came head-to-head electronic football by Coleco.
Now we can play at the same time.
I spent hours and hours and hours playing with this game.
I played that thing nonstop till my fingers were bleeding.
Play alone, against the computer, or for real competition. Play
head-to-head.
Still to come on the very, very best of the 70s.
He's like the modern day Hold My Beer.
Welcome back to the very, very best of the 70s. So far, we've doodled, stretched, and spun out on our big wheels. Playtime's about to get wild as we rank the most amazing toys of the 70s.
Number 3. Evel Knievel action figure.
In 1972, the world's most famous daredevil stuntman made the epic jump to toys.
This is Evel Knievel and the Evel Knievel shock-absorbing stunt cycle.
Everybody knew about Evel Knievel back in the day, jumping with the motorcycle.
I had the Evel Knievel action figure, and that thing was like ahead of its time.
Evel Knievel was my hero. That man would do things that no one else would do and break every single bone in his body. I actually got his card with Evel Knievel's autograph on the card.
Without crashing, Evel set the record for jumping 19 cars in 1971.
I think this guy jumped over 19 cars once because someone said, "You can't do that." He's like, "Watch me." He's like the modern day hold my beer.
Everything we tried to dare each other to do was like, Evel would do it.
What a jump! Evel's riding the amazing stunt cycle.
Evel Knievel was an incredible toy because it was actually built to do stunts and it never broke, so it was the perfect toy.
If you were a kid and you were into Evel Knievel, they had so many different things that Evel Knievel could do.
Like after the cycle was so popular, they created the dragster.
To the dragster, Evel's super sprint car with built-in drag chute to slow him down.
The Evel Knievel crash car, the Evel Knievel sky cycle.
And now, the sky cycle. That daredevil death-defying supersonic skyplane on wheels.
Don't forget, Evel Knievel had a chopper bike.
A super cool chopper bike.
Introduced in 1975, the chopper was one of Ideal's best-selling items.
With the Evel Knievel chopper, you're ready to take on backyard stunts like a wild wheelie and the flying flip.
Wow!
And we were just like, we need all of that stuff.
Evel Knievel wasn't just about action figures, they actually made a movie about him.
The movie was called Viva Knievel, and in 1977, it launched Ideal's toy version of the real-life action star into the stratosphere.
Viva Knievel.
Well, because Evel Knievel was such my hero when the movie came out, I definitely went to the theater to see it.
Then once we realized who Evel was and we had the toy, it was like, look out, this is the coolest toy ever.
I think it was one of the early merchandising efforts, too, to really take somebody's celebrity and try to merchandise it.
You just believed in Evel Knievel. He could do anything.
Sales for the stuntman's toy were anything but stunted. Between 72 and 77, Ideal sold 125 million in Evel products. Wow is right! Coming in at number 3, Evel Knievel certainly ramped up playtime in the 1970s.
Evel Knievel!
Still to come on the very, very best of the 70s.
To all of us kids in 1977, the onslaught of merchandise was just incredible.
Welcome back to the very, very best of the 70s. So far, we've taken a closer look at some Playtime classics. Now, let's see the other amazing toys that made our list.
Number 2. Star Wars toys.
Star Wars Power of the Force Collection. Darth Vader leads an evil empire towards universe.
Even more impressive than the movies themselves was the money to be made on merchandise. And in 1977, no one had done it better than Star Wars.
Oh man, Star Wars toys. Look, I had plenty of Star Wars toys.
To all of us kids in 1977, the onslaught of merchandise was just incredible.
From Kenner's Star Wars collection, each sold separately. Large-size Darth Vader with his lightsaber.
You couldn't turn around without some kind of toy coming out. And lightsabers all over the place.
Of course, Star Wars was huge for me and for the world.
It's Star Wars radio-controlled R2-D2.
You could get like a little version of Tatooine, like the whole area, you know?
Escape pod landing. Where am I?
It's the new Star Wars Land of the Jawas that you put together. Action figures sold separately.
George Lucas actually gave up a huge chunk of money so he could have the rights to these toys, which I'm going to say he probably did the right thing financially.
Especially for my generation, the Star Wars merchandising was huge. Every kid grew up with action figures and t-shirts and a lightsaber.
The first 6 films generated $20 billion, that's with a B, dollars in merchandising.
Whew, well, if you can't beat George Lucas, hopefully you're smart enough to have kept the original toys.
The action figures, which are now worth so much money, like Boba Fett goes for like $2,000.
It's Darth Vader!
I always liked Han Solo. Was my favorite, always my favorite, the wisecracker.
Yes, of course I identified with Princess Leia.
I have to say my favorite Star Wars characters are Vader and Yoda.
Whether you played with them or just like to look at them, safe to say these toys were defining an era.
Perfect hit! I'll be back.
Number 1, Atari Pong.
Who knew that 2 bars tracking down a single dot would lead to one of the biggest cultural shifts in playtime history? Apparently Atari did.
Hell yeah, I played Atari. Who didn't play Atari?
Wow, Pong. Pong was cool then, and Pong's gonna be cool now.
While Pong proved to be a major hit in 1972, the real game changer came in 1977 with their home game console.
Attention shoppers, the new Atari cartridge game is in.
Atari 2600 was the best. Joystick, button. Not 17 buttons and 2 things up here. Joystick, button. The best.
From the jump, millions were suddenly taking the arcade into their homes. But it wasn't all smooth sailing.
So the reason it was so popular is because no one had ever seen Pong. They'd never played anything like that. Well, I guess except for maybe that other game.
Game of the future. Odyssey easily attaches to any brand TV, black and white or color.
So Magnavox came out and they said that Pong was stolen from them. They actually sued, and then they ended up settling.
Beat me again?
The cool thing about Atari 2600 was that it was like the first gaming console that you would actually buy a new game and switch them out rather than having to buy a whole new system.
So Atari had the old school cartridges. They were clunky. They were plastic. You had to blow in them. Make sure there was no dust.
Oh boy, skydiver!
Maybe one of these days they'll let me play.
It was just the greatest toy of the 70s.
I remember being a kid and having that imprint from holding the joystick so tightly. But I loved it. It was so good.
So good. And your number 1 pick for the best toys of the 70s.
Offers you as many different video game cartridges as Atari.